sir. This year, if you look at it, most of the Louisiana kids, the top Louisiana kids, they didn't even count into this year anyway. But it's how it is. Some miss some great kids, but at the end of the day, I'm still getting a free education, so it really doesn't matter.
Well, you are now a Nebraska Cornhusker. We certainly thoroughly enjoyed what you accomplished this year. You're fun to watch. We can only imagine what you're going to do in the college ranks. We appreciate the time, AJ. Thanks, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good luck. AJ Allen, former Neville running.
Yeah, and look, I was just thinking, he's got to be one of my favorite guys to watch. Like, just going back, and I haven't done this as long as you have, but he's got to be on that short list for you too, right? I mean, you think about some of those performances. We didn't mention the West Monroe performance either. Like, he had some incredible games out there at Bill Ruppel Stadium, and so much so that you remember when, I don't know, mid-season, talked to Trey Holly, and he was like, man, I thought you guys forgot about me.
Yes.
It's like we were talking about A.J. Allen so much.
Yes.
And clearly we had not forgotten about Trey Holly.
The beauty of course, we got one more year with Trey Holly at Union.
And Bryson Fields as well over at Ruston. Yeah, I mean, look, we were...
American, yeah.
Getting to play in the Big Ten.
A.J. Allen wasn't the only local story yesterday with high school kids signing on the dotted line. I didn't do the math, but I mean, it had to be well over 30 that ultimately did sign.
Yeah, easily, I think. Just going from school to school, it was very cool to kind of see all these different schools get to reward their athletes, showcase their athletes, and it was a big day. Locally, there were so many cool moments. Sterlington, that's where we both started at 8:30, and to get to see 3 members of the defensive backfield sign, and obviously Cole Thompson was signing a baseball scholarship, but that was pretty cool. That's pretty rare, the fact that 3 guys playing in the secondary signed. You go from there to obviously A.J. Allen making the big decision, going to Nebraska. Washita had a big day, had 5 guys sign. Phil Bradford signing with McNeese. We haven't really talked about that.
And by the way, the Cowboys got a steal there in Big Phil, because you look at a kid, the potential that he has. I mean, you want to talk about athletic ability. All you got to do is go check out a Washita Lions basketball game. We always talk about big guys with great feet. He's one of them.
I think ceiling-wise, excluding the early signing period, ceiling-wise, he might have the biggest of those who signed. Just because when Big Phil turns it on and he keeps that motor running, boy, he can wreck a game. He can wreck it. But yes, we've also seen Phil Bradford go behind his back on a fast break opportunity against West Monroe earlier this year. He is a freak athlete.
For sure. Then, of course, as you mentioned that at Washita, Carmichael Glass, what happened with him in the recruiting process, and ultimately he bet on himself, and he won. The fact that Blake Baker came on late, was able to sign him at Missouri.
And perhaps Carl Glass might join him out there. I mean, that could be a pretty nice package deal for Missouri down the road.
Of course, that's his brother, and played at Harding last year. We always talked about the fact that we always thought he was overlooked coming out of Washita.
Absolutely.
Local schools getting local talent. Louisiana Tech, of course, just goes right down the road and gets the Mosey kid. And what he accomplished this past year at Jonesboro Hodge, just staggering stats, not only on the offensive side, defensively in the secondary. 6 picks this year, and 4 of them went 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just don't throw to that side of the field.
No, stay away from Mr. Mosey, who basically did it on both sides of the ball also. I mean, he was just incredible this year, and I think that's one where we'll look back on and go, wow, that was a steal. You know, Louisiana Tech likes to say that they take over the 318. That was a big one in our area.
324-1500. We are at Denny's this morning, located on Well Road. Got a pretty good little promotion this morning as we are at the America's Diner. We're giving away 2 Grand Slam breakfasts. All you got to do is hit us up. We're going to decide who has the best text today. It could be a little salty. Maybe you got a little trivia for us. Hit us up, 324-1500, also on our Facebook Live page. The Morning Drive with Aaron and Jake. We're back after this.
Lunch or dinner plans and looking for a place that's different, a place that's got an awesome casual feel to it, but most importantly, a place with good food? Well, your wait is over. Brazen American Bar and Grill is that place, and it's located on North 18th in the Murray Shopping Center. Fajitas, fresh quesadillas, tacos, awesome queso, to their award-winning hand-patted half-pound burgers. Hungry, aren't you? I haven't even mentioned their vegetarian options and house margaritas. You can thank me later. Eat, drink, enjoy at Brazen American Bar and Grill, your local gathering spot.
North Louisiana Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic is dedicated to helping you get back to your old self, maybe even better. Whether a sports-related injury or an accident in daily life has you sidelined, let the progressive, all-star team of physicians, therapists, and professional staff at North Louisiana Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic provide superior service and results. Visit us at MonroeOrtho.com to schedule your appointment at one of our 3 locations in Ruston, West Monroe, or 1501 Louisville Avenue in Monroe.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? Good neighbor service with incredible great rates. In fact, State Farm agent Jordan Wiggins is your go-to agent in Monroe, West Monroe, for the service you deserve at the price you want. So try combining home and auto today. State Farm agent Jordan Wiggins will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call him today at 323-6262 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Spa New Bell in Monroe offers a variety of services to give you a first-class spa experience, combining beauty, comfort, knowledge, and personalized attention to ensure you have a memorable visit. Spa New Bell offers massage services, facial treatments, and more. Book a package for yourself or pick up a gift card for that special someone in your life at SpaNewBell.com. Spa New Bell, located at 1705 Lammy Lane in Monroe. Call today, 816-4949. That's 816-4949. The Morning Drive is on the road. Can you find North Louisiana's Waldo's? Aaron and Jake, where are you?
We are on Well Road in West Monroe at Denny's, America's Diner. Having a good time. Clay Parker's now in the house, our research department. Talking about A.J. Allen going to Nebraska, and I couldn't remember the last time that happened. And then he was quick to remind me, Alonzo Moore, Winfield, back in 2012.
Yeah, every time you say something like that, I'm like, there's probably been somebody. Yeah.
But I know it hasn't been a lot, though.
You know what's good, though, is when you say that, somebody is quick to point out and remind everyone. So there you go.
It's hard to remember everything.
I get it. Trust me, I know I'm not criticizing.
All right, National Signing Day, we look at our local universities, and of course, Grambling made a major splash. The fact that they signed 35 kids. They're going to need name tags out there, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to need some name tags, but you know what? This has the potential of being a very, very exciting product on the field. Especially when you got a guy that they're comparing to Reggie Bush, right?
Well, we spent so much time, and obviously what Coach Prime, Deion Sanders has done over there at Jackson State, turning heads and bringing a number of these big-time recruits to Jackson State. It's good to see Grambling now doing that. It's going to be interesting to see how they can make all these pieces fit, though.
This is going to be the most we've ever talked about Grambling on National Signing Day, too, by the way.
Yes,
I mean, they're getting all kind of pumped for it, and rightfully so.
So they had 16 mid-year enrollees, and the rest were newcomers. I made a trip over to Grambling yesterday to discuss the class with Hugh Jackson. Here's Coach Jackson on the number of stars that they're bringing to Grambling.
My sales pitch was my staff. The people who started in this journey with me, Coach Simon, Coach Scott, and Coach Delgado, because that's the guys I hit the ground running with. And then it was about the opportunity to come to what I still believe is the best HBCU school in football, which is Grambling State University, and come be a part of this and get us back to where we should be, where we belong. We're going to get out of the back of the line and get to the front, and we need these young players to be a part of it.
How much did you enjoy being back on the recruiting trail and sailing?
Well, I didn't enjoy all the food places some people took me, but I did enjoy being on the road with the men I were with, because they showed me where to go, and they knew exactly where we needed to be, and just how talented the state is. There's so much talent here. You really don't need to go too many places, but as we know, talent doesn't fit everywhere. We got to get the people that fit for us, and again, it was an exciting time. And we don't get caught up in stars. I'm just being very honest. We get caught up in how they play. Are they our kind of players? Are they our kind of young men that can come into our program and handle it academically and athletically? Now, if they have those stars behind their name, then great, you know. But I don't want to be known as a recruiting group that are chasing stars. I want to be known as a group that get players that's going to perform at a high level and play well.
All right, so many pieces come get this puzzle together, and I guess when the spring starts.
That's the fun part, you know. So off-season workouts have started. We've been amongst our players here for over about the last week and a half. We'll see them again bright and early tomorrow morning. That's exciting. I don't know if they want to see us though, but we'll see them. And it's been fun. The energy that is in the stadium when we're working out is phenomenal. The guys have done a great job. Like I said, Coach Leonard, he's come up with a plan for our players to put ourselves in position to be in great shape, because that's where it starts, first and foremost.
Jake, you can really tell that Coach Jackson is liking and thriving into this new role as Grambling head coach.
Yeah, he really is. And you said thriving. Of course, you got to win games on the field, but this is quite a cast to do it with.
Continue to ask for best text this morning. 2 Grand Slam breakfast is up for grabs. Hit us up at 324-1500. Make sure you include your name. Got one here for Paul. It's a good one. Grand Slam breakfast and signing day chatter brings to mind some of Northeast Louisiana's top baseball/football combo prospects.
Ooh.
Bubby Brister, Brian West, Robert Lane.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
That's a good trifecta there.
Yeah, you would win some ball games. Put those on one. Maybe not now, or maybe a softball league. That'd be pretty good.
Hey, man, I feel like some of these guys might still listen to our show.
I think so. Yeah, that great texter. Yes, baseball, football, combo prospects. Those 3 would be at the top of the list. We'll get our research department, Clay Parker, on that.
That's a tough trio to beat.
After he finishes some eggs back here, maybe he'll start working on that.
I don't know if he could beat that trio. We'll see.
I don't think so.
We'll see.
Of those 3, who was the best? 2 sports stars.
I mean, Robert Lane, you know...
I know.
It's kind of, obviously they all excelled in different ways, but if you're just looking at the recruitment process, Robert Lane really could have went either way.
But listen, Brian West,
I know.
He wins the state championship, goes and plays minor league baseball, then comes back, plays football, wins the national championship with LSU.
Crazy.
Bubby Brister, the number of years that he spent in the National Football League.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you had to kind of look at it from hey, if you're just talking about recruiting standpoint. But yeah,
Paul says no brainer. It's Bubby.
You could say, well, of course, you're talking about performed at the highest level, of course.
Speaking of National Signing Day, and of course what Louisiana Tech did, they didn't have many spots open, but they did fill them. 5 new Bulldogs joining that signing class. Of course, the 5 joined the previous 11 that signed in the early national signing period in December. Tech has now added 12 high school prospects and 4 transfers to Sonny Cumbie's first class. He had to hit the ground running like Hugh Jackson, and it appears that he did very well.
Extremely well. And we talked a lot about Devontae Mosey. I thought that was one that really gets you excited. But hey, look, man, that's not the only one that they landed.
Yeah, the Gatson kid from Texas. You look at what he accomplished at Newton High School. Scored 63 touchdowns, rushed for just under 4,000 yards in his high school career. You look at, of course, who Louisiana Tech beat out for him. I mean, the fact that he was a former USC commit. USC. Not South Carolina.
Which would be impressive also. Yes. But no, Southern Cal.
We did look at the number of assistants that they brought in from Stephen F. Austin. And, of course, the connections that they had in the state of Texas. And obviously that helped them out getting this 4-star recruit.
Yeah. That's a big one, man. It's a big one.
Let's hear a little bit from Sonny Cumbie yesterday on what he thought of this recruiting class and how his staff fared.
There's a bunch of different hats that you're trying to wear, and the most important thing is to get to know your current players. And so trying to be a presence around the office, trying to be a presence around the weight room, around the offices, and being available to meet with our players was the first thing that I wanted to try to do. You wanted to try to get out and be seen in the state at some high school games, and we're able to do that a little bit, made it to a few practices, and then also, the kids that are committed to us, go see them, make in-home visits. Sherman Wilson did a good job of helping me with that, coordinating all that, and the coaches that were here. And so being able to make all those appointments and make all those connections, because I think it's such a huge piece of the recruiting is the connections with people. And so trying to make up for that lost time, it's hard to do. But I feel like the consistency over the course of a long period of time, we'll be able to get to know people on a deeper level and really get to show them, what our program is going to be about, how we're going to be able to develop their kids and develop their players or their young men. And so it was fast and furious. This signing day is always exciting. You always, ours was so far hasn't been, any surprises.
Hey, Jake, we missed the easy transition there, talking about Bubby Brister. Andrew Brister transferring in to Louisiana Tech from Northern Colorado.
That's right. Andrew Brister, of course, played his high school ball at Neville as well.
LSU, of course, the big storyline yesterday. Would they be able to finish strong? Would they end with a bang and get several high-profile prospects to come to Brian Kelly's class? They ended well. The beginning of the day was not good.
No, I mean, look, positive, you got Harold Perkins. Okay. Huge plus.
Linebacker from Texas, 5-star.
Number 1 linebacker prospect in the nation, also fills the need. So there's the really good news. Bad news is you lift on 4 big-time prospects. You lift on Trevante Citizen. Of course, he picked Miami. He was the running back that it felt like LSU was putting all their eggs in his basket. We want Lake Charles College Prep's Trevante Citizen. They don't get him.
I had an opportunity to watch him not last year, the year before when they played Union in the state playoffs up in Farmerville. I mean, he was good, but I didn't think he was,
You thought Trey Holly was better.
Well, there was no question about that. Yeah. I mean, that team from Lake Charles College Prep, I want to talk about talent. The number of kids that they had sign off that squad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to gauge one kid just on one game. But just in terms of the hype, and then LSU, SEC ultimately ends up in Miami.
Yes, yeah, but that's not always the case. Like, I remember I've watched a few games where I've seen like 5-star guys. I'm like, they're that good, and they ultimately. I mean, the greatest example of that is the Devin White game, right? A lot of Washita people were like, I don't know.
Devin White didn't even finish that game against the Lions. And Washita buried him over there.
And of course, we know what he went on to do. So that's not always the best.
We heard the conversation from Washita fans. Oh, Devin White, he's soft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like. One game isn't the best example.
That was a great example there by you, though, Jake.
But to continue with LSU, I thought the other 2 really big ones. Danny Lewis, I think because of all the hype regarding that video that went viral.
So 5-6 million people watched this video of Danny Lewis and Brian Kelly dancing, and Brian Kelly gets done with it. He's like, oh, signed, sealed, and delivered. We got it.
LSU came on him so late, but Alabama came on him pretty late, too. But ultimately, he does choose Alabama. And again, that made national news just because of that video and how it went viral. And then Jacoby Matthews, at the end of the day, it hurts not because LSU needs safety. That's one of the few spots they have that they feel pretty good about right now. But he's one of the top-rated prospects in the state. And again, you never want to lose a guy in the state.
He's the safety from Ponchatoula.
Ponchatoula.
Washita got an opportunity to see him this year.